Gavin Williams will make a start tonight. So that's his first big league start. He's coming back from an injury. They have Matthew Boyd, who will throw a bullpen. He's going to take probably a month to ramp up because he has not pitched. He's coming off Tommy John surgery. Down in the minors, Joey Cantillo, again, a young guy, would be making his major league debut. He had a pretty significant hamstring injury, so he's kind of building back up. The options internally are not what they normally are for the Guardians. So that means the trade market. Along those lines, Steve Adams, MLB Trade Rumor Chat, was asked if he thought the Guardians would make a trade for a starting pitcher given the struggles they've had with Carrasco and McKenzie. Logan Allen's ERA is high. His response, yeah, I think they'll be involved in that market. It isn't super sexy, but when I was trying to find a thought for someone that would be a good fit for a Jose Quintana swap, who is with the Mets, assuming the Mets are indeed mulling dealing from their rotation to fill other needs, something like Quintana for Scott Barlow, add a few pieces on either side to help balance things out, seems like a decent framework. Expensive reliever for expensive back-end starter. Both might help each other team more than on their current roster. It's just a speculative scenario from Adams, but in his mind, there's some sense to it. And you know what? That does absolutely make sense. Getting a starting pitcher, everybody needs starting pitching. We go back to what we've been saying all week long. 59 pitchers in the American League are on the 60-day injured list. That's almost 4. It's one short of 4 per team on average. So starting pitching definitely going to be expensive to get. Chris Antonetti realizes that. Again, this from the show podcast, talking about the starting pitching market coming up, leading up to this trade deadline.
I'm not sure they're necessarily directly connected, Joel. I mean, I think you know how we have to operate. We have to be mindful of the opportunities we have each year to get to the postseason. I think our track record shows the years in which we are competitive around the deadline, we try to improve. Now, that's not always possible, but if you go back to as far back as 2011 and 2016, 17, 18, 19, like we added players around the trade deadline when we were in competitive positions. I think we'll take that general mindset this year going into the deadline, but I'm not sure whether or not we'll be able to find that right fit where we can bring in talent at a cost that we think is justified. Because as important as this year is for us, one of the things we want to make sure we're doing is finding a way to sustain our competitiveness moving forward and not mortgage too much of the future for one opportunity that we have in front of us. And I think, you guys highlighted earlier that mindset and mentality has been instrumental in us maintaining success in a small market over the last decade plus.